doody. Okay, well, we're having a looking over the new, is it a new model? I hope it's a new model. It's the FG15DC from Big White Monkey, Australian company. I'll give you a quick rundown on its features, and then we'll have a look at some of the, we'll let you hear it anyway. Basically, it's a full valve amp, 15 watt, and it's been kind of cloned on the EF86 side of a matchless DC30. So I don't know if you know a lot about those great amps, but matchless is one of the best amps that you can get your hands on, and this has been cloned off it. At the back it has a full power switch and a half power switch, so it can run at 7 watts, which is what I'm running now, or 15 watts. And when I did do it earlier and I flicked between the two, it had a big variety of sound. So when you're on the 7 watt, it sounded very different to what it did on the 15 watt, and you'd have to change the EQ to suit. But no doubt they've done that so that if you need to play louder gigs, it's got a much bigger clean volume at your disposal. They've used all valves. Basically they've got a 12AX7 in the preamp, 2 EL84s in the power amp stage, and an EF86, commonly known as a 6J8. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but it's in there at some stage. It might be the rectifier, I'm not sure. Oh no, there's a rectifier there. It's a 5AR4. And they're all Sovtech valves, so they're not skimping on value there. It's also got 2 output speaker jacks in there, so you can run it 4, 8 or 16 ohm. They also give you a free 1 meter speaker cable. Master volume is push-pull design. When it's bypassed, it gives greater control over the volume of drive. Now I'll have a look at that in a moment, don't want to bore you with too much. It's got a 6-way selector on the tone and a cut switch, which basically removes some of the high frequencies. It's also got a bright switch for 3 different positions, 1 bypassed, and then a little bit brighter, and then another brighter, a bit more brighter again. It does have a massive variety of tonal abilities, as I probably spent a good 15 minutes just before working out what I wanted to hear, and it was all there. I just had to discover the best way to get it there. It's also fully hand wired. It's got a turret board, no PCB in sight, so for those who want hand wired and better quality, it's there. If you want a cabinet, we're running it through a high watt cabinet at the moment, but if you want a cabinet, these guys will do a matching cabinet for you. And they normally use their vintage 30 speakers, and you can't go wrong with that. Now this amp is predominantly a clean amp, so I'm just using a rat pedal. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's just a rat pedal for a little bit of gain. Obviously the rat pedal is going to have its own characteristics as well, but from what I just heard before, it pretty much is you're not limited to being able to get whatever sound you want. If you want a big full sound with not too much trebly, a lot of mids, it's there. If you want it really trebly and get really bright fendery sounds, it's definitely there as well. Alright. Alright, so there's your kind of rock sound. I'm going to switch off the rat pedal, and I'm going to pull out the gain push-pull switch. Because it tends to be an even cleaner. Now, this is not a great clean guitar, mind you, it's all humbuckers. I'll just push that switch back in, and you should just hear it gets a little bit more muddier. I'm pulling it out again. So it just gets that little bit more wispier. Now if you want it even more wispier, you can bring the gain down, and it's even turning this humbuckered guitar into a very single coil sounding. And as we drive that gain up, you can hear it thickens out. So unlike a lot of gains which you tend to use to boost your input, I reckon this actually works fantastic as cutting back your input. So if you've got those songs that you want a more strat sound and all you've got is a Les Paul or some Ibanez Mean Machine to go through, you can actually just pull this switch out, drop it down there, and you can pretty much simulate a nice clean guitar. And then if you want to go back to rock mode, just switch it back in, switch on your favorite distortion pedal, and you've got full. I'll give you a quick listen to the bright switches, just on a clean sound so you can hear it affect. That's on the bypass. Now, here's position, what they call bright 2. Well, here's the bypass. Actually, I was using position bright 2 before. Here's bypass. So you can hear it's very full. Now, bright 2 and bright 1. So there's quite a difference in there. There's the bypass. Bright 2 and bright 1. And all of those can be dulled down by using this cut. So on bright 1, which seems to be the brightest, if I take this cut back, it opens up all the brightness there. If I put it right round to the other way, cuts that brightness off. So you can literally use both the cut and the bright to find exactly the position you like. You might like that really harsh bright sound, but just think, oh, it's a little bit too much, so you can use this one to dull it. Or you might want to just have a little less bright sound, and you can even dull it more. So the array of tonal ability on this amp is very, very good. I haven't even begun to explore it. As I said, when you use the full power, it seems to really change the sound, as most amps do. So no doubt you get more headroom, less breakup. It's probably going to be brighter, but then that's when you start mucking around with your different bright switches and so on. Overall, it seems really good, and I'd love to give this a blast in a loud environment. It's just not going to happen today in my unit anyway. There you go. Other than that, Australian company, they do free postage for those who purchase any of their stuff, and they look after you. I'm seeing a real involvement in this company. We were probably about 12 months ago doing some demos on some of their earlier models, and